Hello everyone, welcome back to Fantasy Tales, Part 2, the story of Gunmar. In the last video we talked about his birth, early life and his ultimate downfall at the Battle of Killahead. Now we pick up again in his stay in the Darklands and see what has become of our mighty warlord. And now, let's get into it. For the next 9 centuries, Gunmar would bide his time, sending his goblin horde out to kidnap babies and build up his changeling army, eventually creating the Janus Order, and having the goblins keep tabs on his son, who had taken it upon himself to kill every troll hunter till he recovered the Amulet of Daylight. Bula had one single goal: to recover the pieces of Killahead and take the Amulet of Daylight, to bring his father back from the Darklands. In the Darklands, Gunmar and his followers rotted away, slowly growing to understand their new prison and the horrific inhabitants that called the place home. Gunmar was perhaps the most affected, as his power was diminishing, only staying in a somewhat strong state thanks to the magical properties of the crystals in the realm. He would also get a new advisor, Dictatius Galadrigal, brother to Blinkus Galadrigal, who would supervise the Gum-Gums and become his most devoted follower. Eventually, the time would come when his son and the agents of the Janus Order will rebuild Killahead Bridge and open a portal to the Darklands. But this would be short-lived, as the current human troll hunter, Jim Lake Jr., and his team would close the portal and kill his son. Gunmar again losing his kin, vowing to kill Jim and everyone he holds dear. And when a known friend of Jim came to rescue a baby from the rookery, he captured him, cutting off his known top spike, and told him to relay a message to Jim that he would make an ocean of blood and a throne of bones of his loved ones. He also found the changeling Nomura and tortured her for failing to help his son and get him out of the Darklands. After the death of Ark, spoilers by the way, Jim decided to head to the Darklands and kill Gunmar, not wanting to risk the lives of any of his friends. After 2 weeks, Gunmar captured him and discovered he had unlocked the Eclipse armor, but he knew he would be no match for him, even in his weakened form. When Jim was brought before him, Gunmar brutally beat Jim for killing his son, before being halted by Dictatius, who told him on how the boy was receiving coded messages, and that the only way to be free is if he remained alive, as his friends would seek to free him eventually. Gunmar would instead try to break Jim, pitting him against the various monsters of the Darklands. Since his son was dead, Gunmar hoped that by breaking Jim, he could then easily take control of his mind and make Jim his new Dark Champion. Before he could turn Jim, however, he would be rescued by his friends and get into a duel with the traitor Nomura and the resurrected Arg, who beat him in seconds. After recovering from his fight with Arg, he took this opportunity to escape with a company of warriors and Dictatius. For many days, him and his company walked till they encountered the Janus Order and their leader, Otto, who started to influence Gunmar with his plan to hand Troll Market to him and give him a piece of living primordial heartstone, empowering him slightly. Though with these gifts, Gunmar would quickly put him into his place when he decided to have a taste of human flesh against his wishes. While out, he encountered Droll, Jim's friend and guardian, and after a short scuffle, Gunmar pinned Droll, and after learning who he was, saw an opportunity not only to gain a powerful warrior, but also a way of mentally breaking Jim. After gaining control of Droll's mind, he sent him after Jim to show his return and demonstrate his power. When Droll returned, Gunmar put his plan to fruition, but first he needed to do something. Since the time for secrecy was over, he decided to get rid of the Janus Order as they had served their purpose, going throughout the facility to butcher every last one of them till they were bone. This adds an extra layer of cruelty to Gunmar and shows the depths of his evil and what he does to those who have served their purpose. After the genocide of the changelings, he travelled to Troll Market and announced to the trolls that they could join him or be crushed beneath him. They refused, and then he went throughout the underground city, capturing and enslaving any trolls into his new horde for conquest against humanity, while he went towards the primordial Heartstone in Troll Market, absorbing its power and transforming from a cold blue to a bright yellow, symbolizing his rise in power. For the next few weeks, Gunmar would send his mindless minions to the surface to track survivors while he trained and honed his new incredible power. He also grew determined to find Morgana and bring the Eternal Night so that he could finally take back the world that he believed was his so long ago. He turned to Dictatious, who had been receiving visions from Morgana, but this was a lie made up so that he could stay in good graces with his master after first contending with Otto and now the returned Usurna, the Krubera queen. Gunmar grew more frustrated at these made-up visions and almost killed Dictatious before being talked out of it by Usurna. After outing the rebels from their hideouts, Gunmar decided to take it upon himself to find Morgana and free her from Merlin's prison. This would lead to Gunmar learning the truth and almost executing Dictatious before being saved by Arg, who had unknowably gone undercover to spy on him, leading to Arg's capture, but not before he witnessed Gunmar's plan to resurrect Morgana's champion and get the Staff of Avalon, Merlin's staff, which had enough power for the Eternal Night spell. Him, Troll, and the champion went to find the staff, leaving Arg as bait for Jim and his team, who had learned of their mission by Dictatious, who had escaped Troll Market to find his brother. When they got there, however, they found Merlin's tomb protected against any magic, allowing Droll to break free of his control and attack Gunmar, who easily overpowered him. The champion suggested using him as bait if Jim survived. Making their way through the cave systems, Gunmar and the champion soon faced off against Jim and the free Droll to get the staff. Gunmar would eventually win his prize, wounding Droll and leaving the champion to die. Returning from his quest, he presented his prize to his horde, who roared in approval at their master's prize. When the staff was brought there, it revealed Morgana's prison was inside the Drain Heartstone all along. Gunmar wasted no time in trying to free her, but Merlin had a final safeguard. To free Morgana, you must have human hands to use the staff. He quickly realized it. He needed a changeling, and had Usurna go retrieve any survivors. Successful, she brought the changeling Strickler, the former leader of the Janus Order before Otto, and Jim's father figure. Strickler agreed to free Morgana if Jim's mom, who was also captured, would be set free. After Morgana was freed, Strickler managed to escape, but it mattered not to Gunmar. He had Morgana and the staff. With all the ingredients, the spell was ready. When the spell was cast, Gunmar wasted no time on unleashing the bulk of his army into the human town above Troll Market. His forces faced much resistance from the now Troll Jim and his team, backed up by the army of good trolls that had been rallied against him once again. Eventually, Jim was singled out by Gunmar and the champion going blow to blow against him. The battle is legendary, each side throwing massive hits against one another. But during the fight, the champion wavered slightly in his fight against Jim, and Gunmar saw this, resolving to get him out of the way so he could finish Jim himself. After being knocked into a building, Gunmar unleashed his full might at Jim and destroyed him at his peak in seconds, getting Jim on his back legs, almost enslaving him again in his new broken state. But thanks to the Eclipse armor's boost to Jim, however, he was able to throw off the mind control and land the killing blow on Gunmar, finally ending his millennia of tyranny. No enemy in Tales of Arcadia was as ruthless or physically powerful as this warlord of trolls. So beware, even in the depths of darkness, Gunmar will come, and there is nothing you can do to stop his rampage across our world. That's it for today's Fantasy Tales, and may the glory of Merlin be with you always.